So what is one thing that when people study English they often overlook but actually is quite important?
Okay, so one of the main things I've discovered throughout my experience is phrasal verbs, or multiple word phrases which cannot be separated. These are essential in English conversation, in social relationships, but they're not taught in schools. There are alternatives for these words. One word, formal words you could say. An example could be to set up something, and the alternative would be establish. But nobody says establish, it's usually written down. So if you go to the UK or Australia and they use these phrasal verbs, you must know what they mean because they're so similar. It could be set up, sit down, sit up, look into. They're all very, very similar, and if you don't know the meaning, you'll get lost. Another funny one could be to pass out or to pass away.
And one of the things about these phrasal verbs is that there's no rule, right? So if a word is take off, take over, take something else, adding that one verb, that one, but in this case preposition, to take versus adding that preposition to put. It's not the same rule. There is no rule that covers these, right? It's like having to memorize entirely new vocab, right?
It's a memory game, definitely. So unfortunately, as a teacher or a trainer, people ask me constantly, how do you learn these? And I just have to say, you have to remember them and practice them again and again and again. The best way is by watching, listening, conversational English, not reading, because reading is relatively formal. So watching and using it as much as you can, and if you don't understand, ask them to say what it means.